Let's check out this game. In the depths of darkness, he awoke with a start, heart pounding in his chest, and the cold earth beneath his unfamiliar. Oh my god, I can't talk. Unfamiliar and damp. Darkness surrounded him, thick and oppressive, the kind that swallowed every sound except his own ragged breath. He tried to gather his thoughts, but they were scattered, lost in the fog of confusion and fear. Where was he? How had he gotten here? His legs trembled as he forced himself to stand, the weight of an unknown terror pressing down on him. Somewhere in the depths of the trees, he could hear it. Something was following him. Ooh. Okay, okay. Time buries all truths beneath in shadows, but the past always has a way of clawing its way back to the surface, demanding to be heard and no matter what. Got a minute to fix my headset.
Where am I?
Okay. This should be interesting.
I know it's following me. I can feel it.
Wait, what is following you though? And why are we in the woods? This music to give me a little Slender vibe.
I shouldn't have taken such a risk.
What you talking about, sir? Where are we? Hey, Rock. How are ya?
That sound. It's coming from the river.
Why does that almost look like blood? I'm doing pretty good, actually. I have been sick with a nasty cold for the last couple weeks, and I think it's still kind of lingering, but I'm feeling a little bit better.
If it catches me, it will show no mercy.
So, I'm streaming while I can. Because once I'm down with the cold, I'm down.
I know it's hidden somewhere in this forest. I should be able to see its light soon.
Okay, hello.
At last.
Hello,
I
Kevin.
can gather my strength and plan how to face that monstrous thing.
Jesus. Or, you know, we can just get freaking jump scared by a lady. The piercing light of the morning sun stirred John from his restless sleep. For months, strange nightmares had plagued him, and even the strongest sedatives couldn't dull the weird visions that haunted him, or his mind. Another day in this wretched hospital, his wounds still ached, but he felt no regret. Despite the accident, he'd brought the culprit of those ghastly crimes to justice. After all, isn't that the duty of any good private detective? I mean, it should be.
The name's John Morley, private detective, and today is a momentous day. After enduring the most exquisite tortures at the hands of those blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox, today I'm finally free. Who would have thought that the case of the Red Shoes murder would end the way it did? A stormy night, soaked to the skin, wrestling that brainless killer on a rooftop.
Okay.
It appears you're awake at last. We had considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best to let you rest a while longer. I bring you good news. The latest test results are favourable, and the doctor has authorised your discharge. You are now officially ready to go. I have placed your belongings on the table. Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
I couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled.
Okay.
I've been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any residual effects. This should assist in alleviating your nightmares.
My belongings? I thought everything was already in the room.
There are a few valuables and some coins we kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
So I'm better now.
Yes, you are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life.
Okay, well that's good.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. I wish you all the best.
Appreciate it. Hopefully it's the last of it.
I better get dressed. The hospital gown that ties in the back doesn't exactly scream professional. These do a fine job of hiding well-structured shoulders, nicely padded. Gives off an air of authority. Keeps the crooks wary and catches the ladies' eyes. Looks brand new. The collar's pristine. I usually use the Windsor knot. I should get myself a pair of derbies. Or brogues. They're much more comfortable. Besides, if I slipped, it was because of those damned hard soles. So the mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaners was Penny after all.
Okay.
Seems she's still got a soft spot for me. Could there be a chance I might win her over? That's me, the bloodhound Morley. Story of my life. Nearly broke.
Medical discharge. The patient has demonstrated satisfactory improvement in all pre-operative objectives. The surgical procedure conducted under protocol ETD-03 has been deemed successful in all respects. Upon completion of final tests and provided that the patient reports feeling physically and mentally prepared, medical discharge is advised. No post-operative complications are anticipated at this time. Continued observation during recovery is recommended. Okay. Kind of, yeah. So
I'm not ready to leave just yet.
So I guess he was out in the woods,
Trench coat and fedora hat.
being like
Every detective's must
chased by something.
have. Blimey, it's nearly noon. I must have lost track of time in those blasted nightmares.
Okay. Is that everything? Did I grab everything that we own?
There's notes from Penny, my secretary. She
I'm
must have left it here a few days ago while I was still under observation.
I'm awfully sorry, but I couldn't keep going like this. You've been laid up in that hospital for ages, and I've been left sinking with no wages coming in for months now. Before with the state you were in, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. I thought it was best to let you get better in peace. But the other day, Dr. Forner rang and said they were finally going to let you out, so I figured it was time to tell you. I haven't been to the office in a month, and believe me, I'll miss Hawthorne Street and that old modularly brick building of yours, but I've got to move on. And you know, even before the accident, You still owed me 3 months' pay. Peter and I are planning to get married, and I need some stability. I can't talk today. Good lord. Stability. I hope you understand. I've left my key under the doormat. I've paid the water and electric bills, so those are in your hands now. Goodbye, John. I wish you all the luck in the world. P.S. A few days ago, an older woman came by asking for you. I told her you might be back at the office this afternoon. She seemed quite eager to have a word with you.
Damn it, Penny. I don't blame her, though.
Okay.
I'm a right mess. I've managed to lose the only two things that kept me grounded. Her sound advice, always spot on, and the faint hope that she might dump Peter and give me a chance.
Okay.
I better hurry up. Just like Penny says in her note, I might have a new client this afternoon. And with the way things are going, I can't afford to let that slip away.
Do I need to speak to you before I leave? I guess not.
Alright, let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
So that should be interesting. I haven't seen anything about this game. So, and it came out November 27th, if I'm not mistaken. So it's still pretty new. You play a detective in, what year did it say actually? I think it was like 1950 or something. At last, back to the streets in the old comforts of foggy old London. The chimneys filled the air with the familiar tang of coal and dust, while the rhythmic hum of the small industries in Whitechapel, Stepney, and Southwark rang in his ears like a symphony. Soon he'd be seated in his cultured, dusty office once more, ready for the next case, perhaps finishing off some forgotten bottles of whiskey tucked away in his work, and mourning the irreplaceable loss of his assistant, Penny. Oh.
Back again. Feels like stepping into a forgotten paradise.
How's the audio, by the way? Like, can you hear him talking and stuff like that? I did have to turn it down a little bit when I first started.
That same old charm, and yet feels oddly new. This hospital stint's given me a bit of a new outlook. Maybe I'll take it a shade easier from now on, sticking to cases that don't demand a trip to the morgue. Here they are, Penny's keys, just like it says in her note.
Okay.
Penny's desk. I ought to give her a ring, and try to sweet talk her into coming back. If this new client brings in some decent dough, maybe I could settle what I owe her, and use a little charm to win her over. The murder weapon from the cadaver collector case. Nasty business, that one. The case of the Red Shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed.
Interesting. Okay.
Even the coppers missed it. The slant on the letter E. That's what gave away the typist in the black letters case. The umbrella with a bullet hole. Souvenir from the marksman case. Nearly lost my hat on that one. This case is worth its weight in gold. Everything you need for a portable lab. My files. Cases, clients, debts. Too many debts. Far too many. This one's a favorite. The jealous lover solved everything with a few blows from an ashtray. Brutal, but effective.
Mar, you could have just said that in chat.
My desk, strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny must have wanted to leave everything spick and span before she walked out on me. Another one of my cards. But this one has my last name circled.
Why is it circled? Okay.
The Scarlet Page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was away.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, my apologies, madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morley. I trust your assistant informed you of my visit as promised.
My apologies. I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival. To whom do I owe the honour of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess of Bloomsbury.
Lady Margaret, could you tell me what brings you here today? How can I assist you?
I shall endeavour to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18, she was brutally murdered. It happened at our family estate, Bloomsbury Manor. Someone slipped into the house unnoticed, and upon reaching her room, delivered 5 fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart. The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was closed, and justice was never served. I am prepared to offer you £30,000 if you take on this case, and a further £30,000 if you can solve it and bring the true killer to light.
Oh, wow.
Tell me, Mr. Morley, will you accept this case?
I understand your distress, Lady Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
By all means, Mr. Morley. Ask whatever you must.
Tell me, were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one who might have heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately, I had taken a sleeping draught and fell into a deep slumber. It is a decision I shall regret for the rest of my days.
Okay.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned the estate. I couldn't bear to remain there, to live within those walls. Even now, when I visit the manor, it still feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls, her voice humming that old melody. The delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever have to bury her child. Should you accept the case, Bloomsbury Manor would likely be the best place to begin the investigation. I shall not impede your work, as I now reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Interesting. Okay.
A case that's been cold for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
For over 2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened, to prove that the real murderer escaped justice. But all in vain. Neither solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story, have managed to uncover anything. Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now, here I am.
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense. Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
Well, I believe I have all the information I need to get started. I accept the case and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the £30,000 tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000.
It is actually kind of
Please,
interesting.
Mr. Morley, unravel this harrowing mystery that has tormented me for so long.
Okay, the physic from the Countess Margaret Forsyth was just what John needed. A case with all the right ingredients to serve his detective's instincts. An unsolved murder from 20 years ago, abandoned by the police in their incompetence, and a generous reward waiting at the end. What more could a man want on his first day back? The journey to Blossomberry Manor passed without incident, though the rough and afflicted road, ravaged by years of rain and wind, made for an uncomfortable ride. He arrived under the cover of the night. The place was quiet, like the ruins of an old tomb, forgotten and forsaken.
As I made my way through the dense forest path, a haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm. The manor stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight. Every step I took felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten.
Okay. Oh my god, it still kind of surprises me playing games and stuff on high and epic and stuff now. Having a new computer rocks. Only took 6 years to get it. This looks cool. That detail. I'm gonna have to get my thinking cap on. Figure stuff out.
Not a sound. The stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something.
At Baseline Asylum, we believe that the path to recovering begins with compassion, understanding, and the most advanced techniques of mental health care. Our intuition offers a tranquil. As I said, I can't talk. Have gotten those seeking respite from the trials of the mind. Oh my god, we can't see. We're a ghost. We're a vampire. Oh wow, that's a lot of reading. I write you on behalf of the Wasteland Security of Fine Arts regarding the inhabitation currently on display at our gallery, which features several works by your daughter, Miss Elodie. While we fully appreciate their remarkable talent in arts Archivy. Oh my god, I really can't talk. Heaven in her work is great. It is with great regret that we must inform you of a matter of concern. Several of the security's patrons, particularly among of the more sensitive members of our community, have found Miss Forsyth's paintings to be of a highly disturbing nature. Oh, we have received numerous complaints with mothers remarking that the artwork has caused distress to their children, and some ladies reporting feelings of unease. There is a growing sentiment that the pieces are unsuitable for the public inhabitation, particularly in a space frequented by the young and impressible. Okay, with the utmost respect and consideration, we kindly request your ladyship to arrange for removal of Miss Forsyth's paintings from the current display. We understand that this may cause disappointment, but we feel it is necessary to preserve the decorum and sensibilities of our gallery's visitors. We will be honored to work with you in finding a more appropriate venue to exhibit Miss Forsyth's art. While her unique vision can be appreciated by a mere discerning and prepared audience, we trust you will understand our position in this delicate matter. We look forward to hearing from you at your earliest convenience.
It seems Elodie had a passion for art, but her style wasn't exactly well received. Disturbing from the looks of it.
Okay. Oh, that's locked.
This painting, it's rather grim. There's something deeply unsettling about it. Almost a blue moon, fitting for a place haunted by its own secrets. Looks like the Countess left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place.
Oh. Wait. Oh. What does that do? Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay. What's this? Follow the trail of green lights to investigate past events. My lady, I would kindly ask that once the midday service is complete, you grant me a few moments of your time in the library. Okay.
So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet here on the day of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's piece the events together, step by step.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay.
Looks like this is the Fordside family book, showing some of their ancestors.
A lark. Okay.
Another painting by Elodie. There's something deeply disturbing about her work.
How knows? Actually kind of disturbing.
Two chairs. One of them knocked over. The housekeeper's cup is still here. Tea spilled across the table. She never got to drink it. Looks like someone arranged tea in the library that day. An empty envelope. Did the housekeeper hand the Countess a letter? Lipstick stains. Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office. It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
Interesting.
I am very angry. After all these years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
Interesting. Okay, so they met up.
A globe resting in a beautiful wooden stand. The Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly?
Is that something I can pick up? No. Okay. I thought that was something on the wall that I could interact with.
Lady Fortside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace.
My lady, I have reached a decision, though it weighs heavily upon my heart to sever the ties that have long bounded me to this household since the reign of King William. Like, I'm not good with the Roman numbers, so 6, I guess. My family has served long with unwavering loyalty and steadfastness, marked my discretion and a faithful execution of our duties. However, there are limits to all things, and of late, this house has been frequented by certain individuals whose presence is wildly at odds with the principles to which my language is so devoted. It is no consequent. I can't talk. That her family has mono applet. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that word. As you can see, I struggle with certain words. I'm not the best talker. We are vessels of an ideal, the most deep-rooted traditions in the lessons of the eternal values of our nation. This house has forsaken all of this, and you well know the reason why. Please do not concern yourself. I do too understand why you have allowed this. Rest assured, I do not judge you harshly, just as I hope you understand my reasons.
The
Okay.
housekeeper resigned. Seems something, or someone, troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family tradition tying her to this
Yes,
place.
Marv. Can I get in here?
The lock has been concealed. This door must open by some other means.
Okay, so it's something to do with these.
The Fordside family crest, a rampant dragon, a time-honoured symbol across European heraldry, particularly among the English and the Welsh.
Okay, so he's facing right, she's facing left. So she needs to be facing towards her music notes, which are left. The old guy's already facing right. What is his, Ashley? Maps. Oh, globe. So he needs to be facing towards the globe. There we go. Good lord. Shouldn't have taken me that long to figure it out. Thank you, Mark.
This must have been some sort of private study for the Countess.
He didn't even look that up. I mean, I guess I should have read more. Because that would have helped. Okay. Let's see. I'm writing you as the attending physician of Ward 2 to provide an update on the Dodger, Illinois progress. It is with great pleasure that I report her notable, now confides that she no longer experiences dark thoughts. Most importantly, the nightmares have subsided, and she has begun to communicate more amicable. I can't say that word. With her fellow patients, a crucial step in recovery. She has also asked me to relay a request. She would like you to bring her amber necklace when you visit this Sunday. I'll continue to keep you informed on her progress.
Elodie was committed to a psychiatric facility.
Okay.
But she supposedly recovered from whatever ailed her. Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie. They look happy. It was undoubtedly a better time. A British passport. Lord Fordside was undoubtedly a man of the world. An old pocket watch. It probably belonged to Lord Fordside, Lady Margaret's husband. This looks like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house.
Okay. Now, at least we're making some progress. Apparently I moved my OBS, like, what would you call it? Like, I dragged it somehow. So my preview was a lot, oh, that's actually kind of pretty. My preview was a lot smaller than it was before. That was a little bit of a cutscene, okay. Yeah, I guess it's not a ordinary house when there's a tree right in the middle of it. That's actually kind of cool, though. Okay.
This door is locked as well. If the Countess wanted me to investigate, why didn't she leave the doors open?
Gargoyles, essentially. Okay.
Layers of dried oil paint, left untouched for 20 years. It's as if time stopped the moment Elodie laid down her brush. Feels like the room's holding its breath, waiting for something to stir.
Drawing and dining room.
Looks like some sort of clue.
Trace the
Trace
tree.
the tree's journey from birth to decay. Follow the path of the artist in a thoughtful display. Arrange the 4 stages and the door will obey. Unlock the path ahead as art lights your way.
Okay, trace the tree's journey from birth to decay. Follow the path of the earth. Okay. I must confess, never before has anyone requested something of this nature from me. I believe I am capable of the task, but I must inform you that it will require a significant sum. Certain parts will need to be specially crafted in the city, and I must first commission the necessary plans. What you're asking for is a piece of engineering, but rest assured there will be no more ingenious. Oh, why? And words are hard today. That just shows how tired I am. If it pleases you, I propose to the spaces as well as Area A, private quarters, guest quarters, kitchens, and servants. Okay.
Lady Margaret took special care to secure the house, restricting access to certain areas. Looks like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at sea. The whole gallery is filled with maritime references. She seemed quite obsessed with it. A man with his back turned, watching a ship go down. This door appears to lead out to the back garden, locked with a padlock. I'll need to find the key. The sinking of a ship. A grand ship on the open sea.
Oh, okay. So I have to find numbers now too. Same with that one. Okay.
Here lies Elodie. Rest eternally, beloved daughter, beneath the tree that once watched you grow. So this is where Elodie is buried.
Okay, so I probably can't go back, can I? No, I can't. Oh, okay. So I can unlock that now. Okay, that is actually a little disturbing.
A young woman screaming in the middle of the darkness.
So these must be her paintings. Okay.
This looks like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close. He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions. By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer.
Okay.
Some of these paintings are really dark and sinister.
Oh.
I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly captivated by him. I invited him to visit, and he gave me his word he wouldn't fail to come as soon as he was able to leave. And now he's finally here. I can scarcely contain my joy. It feels as though all the darkness has faded away.
Interesting.
Oh, they looked so in love. So happy. I wonder what became of Walter after Elodie died. Locked, as expected. There's a metal engraving of a tree.
Damn it, it's not here. It's simply not here.
This must be the Countess's handwriting. What was she searching for?
Okay, I'm actually curious. So that one stayed. That one stays. Okay, that one's a little bit easier. Okay. Anything else in here though? I just don't want to like miss anything. I don't think so. Sewing machine.
A boarded up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason.
Don't know why that would be blocked.
Something definitely happened here.
Broken.
These broken chairs. Someone must have held them to the ground with great force.
Rubber. Okay.
A silver knife is missing, and it's nowhere to be found. Likely taken by the same person who caused all this destruction.
Okay, so that's blocked off.
Looks like the crowbar is broken.
Lovely.
No doubt. This is the cook's room.
Okay. Oh. That's not ominous.
A doll pierced with an awl. A warning?
Dear mother, I wish I could tell you that all is well, and that I am happy here at the Countess's household. Miss Mirror, the housekeeper, took care of me. Lady Margaret sees no one but her daughter, according to Mrs. fears some kind of relapse. And the manor is falling apart day by day, but the worst of it, mother, is that man, that dark, He lurks in the shadowy corners of the house when I am cleaning or carrying out my tasks, and throws himself at me. He is incredibly strong, his great hands seize me, and I feel completely helpless. At night, I'm afraid to go to the lavatory. There, in the dim solitude, I feel watched by something wicked, and a deep, spectral breathing leaves me frozen with fear. She believes to understands that this man is a great danger, one that will sooner or later bring about a tragedy. She and I are exhausted. Okay. Backgammon.
The backgammon board. One of the oldest board games.
My dad actually wanted to teach me how to play backgammon, but never had the chance, sadly. That would have been interesting. Area B, 34982. Okay, that must be one of the padlocks. Can one of you please type that in chat for me? I would greatly appreciate it, because I know I won't probably remember that. 34982. Thank you, Mark.
Miss Marva apparently knew her way around the tarot. What a dreadful spread, and what a chilling omen it revealed. Evil approaches. It will bring death, and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within.
I'm gonna turn the audio up with the talking just a little bit. Because I do feel like that's a little quiet. Okay.
A good way to motivate the staff. Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion. A pair of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling.
What the? I just heard breathing. That was creepy. Okay. Oh, what's this?
It looks like this vase was shattered. Not just dropped, but smashed with intent.
Okay. Trying to figure out how.
Is there someone else in the house?
I was gonna say, I did hear breathing. Ooh. Oh.
Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me.
I don't know if I can die in this game, to be honest. Okay, I don't know. Okay, that's area A. This is B. Okay, so it was 3. Oh, I forgot I had that as a keybind. That's hilarious. Okay, 3, 4. Oh, 9, 8, 2.
Another boarded up door. The question is, was it sealed before the murder? And why? This must be Walter Brandon's room.
Okay.
A model ship. Mr. Brandon must have felt a deep yearning for the sea. A compass and a sextant. Tools of a sailor. The diary of Walter Brandon. Perhaps it holds some clues about who he was, and what his involvement in this case might be.
Don't mind me while I'm just drinking one of my drinks.
I am terrified that man has found me. I fear something dreadful is about to happen. Tonight as I awoke, I saw him, standing at the foot of my bed. I could not make out his face, but his knife. The gleam of its blade shone in the darkness. I sprang up suddenly, determined to confront this stranger. Grabbing the heavy candlestick from the nightstand, I hurled it with all my strength. He vanished into the dark.
Okay.
The painting of a ship, unmistakably in Elodie's style.
Oh, handprint. Jeez.
Coming here was a grave mistake. He has followed me, watching and lurking in dark corners, waiting to surprise me. I dare not tell Elodie. She would think the one thing I dread most for her to believe. I see him again from the window, watching me. His long hair and beard obscure his face, and he still holds that knife. He means to kill me.
An empty bottle. It smells of good rum.
I am losing my faculties.
Oh, okay.
It is
So
best I return to the ship. Everyone seems to be conspiring against me. The housekeeper despises me, accusing me of misconduct. Perhaps I'm not a man of refinement, but I know what respect is. Yet this morning, as I woke from my rest, she was enraged with me. It was of no use to tell her I had slept peacefully. An external maid who comes to clean was crying and accusing me of having approached her in an unseemly manner. I would never do such a thing. I am a sailor, a man of the world. I know how to conduct myself.
And he's no longer there.
The last entry in the diary, dated the very night of the murder.
My beloved Elodie, why can you not believe this poor sailor, who only wishes to love you? I have left everything behind. My ship, the sea, all my world, just to be by your side as you asked me to. Damn it. I can hear the man with the knife coming up the stairs from the hall. I need to hide.
Walter was terrified. What in the devil was happening here? It seems this trunk was all Walter owned. I should take a look at it. Looks like the key to the back garden. I better head back to the staircase gallery. Pretty sure I saw a door to the outside there. A photograph of Elodie. No doubt Walter cared for her deeply. Seems I'm not the only one with a fondness for hats.
Okay. So that goes to this. Oh, well, okay, so I'm upside down. Oh, Lord.
The killer likely fled through the rear door of the house. Here's the missing kitchen knife. Undoubtedly the murder weapon. It's clear that the man who killed Elodie discarded his blood-stained clothing during his escape. Despite his injuries, the killer rid himself of anything that might incriminate him before fleeing the scene. The boots, the coat, even the knife. It's a chilling thought, but those very items remind me of the figure seen lurking near the manor. The same figure Walter Brandon spoke of with such dread, and perhaps the very one who was said to have harassed the maids. This ought to do the trick for that boarded-up room upstairs, just by Walter Brandon's room.
Okay.
At that old fountain in the garden, now little more than a basin of stagnant water, one can still make out the faint impressions of bloodied hands. It seems almost certain the killer stopped here, in a hurried attempt to wash away some of the blood spattered across his body. The gate still bears the macabre traces of that old tragedy, like a silent witness, pointing to the path taken by that murderous beast as he fled.
Okay, so I have to go back upstairs. Oh. That's actually what I'm wondering too, Mar. To this day, 3 years since his disappearance, I still catch myself entering this room, expecting to find him there, exhausted yet sleepless, lingering without pause, shut away for days on end, without food or rest. carving his final dreadful and chilling masterpiece. With these eyes, Mad hunted, the same eyes that seemed to reflect every forked hair without expectation. The very same anemic, sorrowful gaze I found myself recognizing more and more in Elodie's face with each passing day. The day I saw her, scarcely 3 years old, create her first drawing, I knew then she too was lost. The curse this wretched inheritance so steeped in misfortune. Tomorrow I shall take Elodie to the sanatorium with therapy in a controlled environment. Okay, there's the other code, I think. 25741. 25741. Okay.
Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt, but his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul. This unfinished fallen angel stirs in me a curious sense of unease, almost repulsion. A sharpening wheel. Lord Fordside likely crafted his own chisels. Unlabeled liquor bottles. The damp and the passing years have likely worn away whatever once marked them. There's a distinct scent of wormwood, the plant at the heart of absinthe.
Okay, so let's open this one now. So actually, I'm enjoying this game, to be honest. It's intriguing.
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key.
Alright. Oh. Uh-oh.
Him again. Who the bloody hell are you?
Oh, that's creepy. Ooh. Wait, see? Okay, I don't know if he's in the move or not.
This room looks like it belongs to a woman. Lady Margaret, perhaps? Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it. It's a damn fine bottle of wine. No one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned, unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening. The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems.
Emotional damage!
Blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction.
Okay, there's a pair of keys.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
We have an ad for a minute. Don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your Prime. You don't have to subscribe unless you want to. It is, one, it helps with my streaming, and two, allows you to
I just finished gathering all the
watch
clues from the
ad-free.
Countess's room before exploring other parts of the house.
Okay, so he's gone. Was there anything else in this room? Oh.
Something made of glass has shattered here.
Oh my god, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
I can't get in there, though. But...
The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Okay.
Oh my god, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room. A key. Likely the one to Elodie's. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me? The more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers.
Oh, wow. Bit of a struggle.
Photograph of Elodie Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, it looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. There was a struggle here, clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle.
So who was it?
A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime.
There's a missing poker there.
A rag doll, tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have unfolded that night, and try to understand precisely what happened. A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake. Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair.
Oh, wow.
The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece. On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood.
Good lord.
That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie.
I guess this is actually giving me a bit of a goosebumps, not gonna lie.
Wounded, the killer fled the scene, but it was already too late. Elodie was already dead.
Tragic.
The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule. One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Elodie Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
The old sanitarium loomed in the distance, silent and solemn. In the window of forgotten suffering, it stood like a sleeping giant, its walls seeped in the horrors of the Middle Age. John knew that crossing its threshold meant stepping into the labyrinth of the human mind, where the madness of some and the cold indifference of others had turned places like this into breeding grounds for nightmares. The creeping unease settled in as he neared the entrance, a whisper of dread curling at the edges of his thoughts, yet he pressed on. He needed answers, and he was certain they lay waiting in the dark. So I'm actually wondering...
It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum. But what I found upon arrival was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?